Hi there, it's Bartholomew Perez, engineer, realtor in California and Florida, author and investor. Hospitality. We often think about and associate that to restaurants and hotels. But why does it have to stop there? After finishing the series of The Bear, after being recommended from a dear friend of mine, Laura, who I work with very closely on my real estate projects when it comes to customer and client intimacy, she brought up the series because the culmination of where the current standing of the series is, where service and hospitality and thinking about the customer and client, number one. Uh, with that came me with some light reading of this book, Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara. I'm 4 chapters in, a lot of it over my flights, and I'm gonna read this particular paragraph because although we associate hospitality to hotels and restaurants, why does it have to stop there? The way we make others feel, that is essential to, I think, everything what we do. It's the golden rule Maya Angelou's saying about people will forget what you tell them and what might have been done, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Think about that. The moments that you were made to feel really small, the moments where you were angry, frustrated, loved, where you experienced ecstasy, you're not going to forget those feelings. And little by little, by tapping into those feelings, then you remember the events that might have gone along with those feelings. So those paragraphs we'll read from the first person from the author, and here goes. Of course, I hope everyone in my own industry reads this book and makes that choice. But I believe this idea can result in a seismic shift if it extends beyond restaurants. For most of this country's history, America functioned as a manufacturing economy. Now we're a service economy, and dramatically so. More than three-quarters of our GDP comes from service industries. So whether you're in retail, finance, real estate, education, healthcare, computer services, transportation, or communications, you have an incredible opportunity to be just as intentional and creative as unreasonable about pursuing hospitality as you are about every other aspect of your business. Because whether a company has made the choice to put their team and their customers at the center of every decision will be what separates the great ones from the pack. Unfortunately, these skills have never been less valued than they are in our current hyper rational, hyper efficient work culture. We are in the middle of a digital transformation. That transformation has enhanced many aspects of our lives, but too many companies have left the human behind. Let's think about that for a sec, because this digital transformation, we are almost left desensitized and everything becomes a process. And how can we produce, manufacture, serve much more quickly as opposed to much more intimately? Uh, Having an engineering background, process is essential to everything that we do. We want to be more efficient for the less and the least cost possible while still not compromising on quality. But oftentimes, when we're dealing with another human being, we miss out on that because we're so focused on process. And when it comes down to it, yes, they're still essential. How can we transform and convey in a manner where we're not leaving that human factor of intimacy and being hospitable, because those things matter. If you're in a service organization or in your service industry, that's going to be very critical because a lot of your livelihood, if you're going to have repeat clients or repeat business or referrals, then a lot of it is going to depend on how you made those people feel. And if they're talking about you in rooms that you are not in, it's because you made them feel a certain type of way where, of course, they would want to extend that feeling to their friends and family, coworkers, colleagues, because you did something that nobody else could. And oftentimes they won't know what they're missing out on if they had not met you. And so it's really up to us. Why am I thinking about this? Because when we look at day to day, there's some organizations that apply this as far as how Yes, we rate organizations, but there's certain organizations that will also provide us a rating. So if you're familiar with like Turo, the rental car app, they rate the renters. I think Airbnb kind of does that too. But Turo applies this where now not only is the host being rated, but the guest. Are you just as good of a guest as you are a client? Because it goes two ways. I think the fact of being hospitable is, do we feel appreciated? Do we extend and offer the best we can within our means because this is what a trademark or maybe a a key factor for how we convey the way we want our clients to feel. So when it comes to engineering, I think we can do better about this. And it extends internally, but also if we have a deliverable, how are we packaging this up? Are we engaging our customers and clients and stakeholders enough? Do we show them? And oftentimes it's asking questions. It could be as simple as that. And they don't often have to be over email. I think the touch about showing up in person, we can do better about that. I know I can. And this is me putting out there as a commitment that I'm going to do this. Um, but on the subject of hospitality, engineering, real estate, it's everywhere. Writing, very much the same way. As I'm thinking about ideas and I'm writing, I'm thinking, what can I do differently this time from my last launch as a more experienced author and having had more practice with real estate and how I'm going to continue to show my past clients that they are greatly appreciated and I would love to continue working with them. That's the sort of extension that I want into my writing because I I wouldn't be an author had it not been for my audience. I don't forget that. And this goes back into everything that I'm gonna do because it's about community. If if we're lifting as we rise, then I think the world becomes a better place. So it's leading by example and being the best role model I can possibly be for my future children. So Bartholomew Perez, engineer, realtor in California and Florida, author and investor, signing out until next time.